Hi everybody, this is the Simple Math channel. In this video we will talk about the circle, measure angles in degrees and radians and their correspondence. At first glance it seems that this topic has nothing to do with trigonometry, but in fact, without understanding the measurement of angles in radians, it's impossible to study trigonometry. Okay, first of all, let's draw circle. This will be any size of circle, it doesn't matter. And let's draw the radius. And also we can draw another radius. This will be first radius, this will be second radius, and together it will be diameter. And let's name our circle as C. Since ancient times it has been known that the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter is approximately equal to number 3.14159 and so on. And this number, which is also known as the number pi. This is true for any circle, no matter what we draw. Since the diameter of the circle is equal to 2 radii, we can transform this formula and we can rewrite it as, and moreover we can write that the circumference of the circle equal to 2 pi multiplied by radii. Thus, we can quickly calculate the circumference of the circle, knowing its radius, since it is much easier to measure the length of the radius compared to the measuring length of the circumference. But what if we want to calculate the length of not the entire circle, but only a small part of it? For example, if we want to calculate length of this part, let's name it L. There are 360 degrees in a circle. Why 360? It's a separate question which I will talk about in another video. If you want to calculate the length of the part of a circle, an arc, let's say equal to 1 degree, for example, and for simplicity, then we should divide our expression by 360 degrees and get, now it will be not already C, it will be L, length the arc with 1 degree will be 2 pi multiplied by radius divided by 360. And we can reduce 2 and 360, here will be 180, here will be 1, and we obtain pi multiplied by radius divided by 180. From here it's easy to understand that in order to find the length of the arc for any angle alpha, it's enough to multiply this expression for 1 degree by the value of the angle alpha, because here we obtain this expression for length of arc with 1 degree, but if we want to calculate the length of arc any degree, for example L alpha degree, here will be angle of alpha, we should multiply our expression by value of alpha. Let's look at an interesting case. What should be the value of the arc's angle of a circle so that its length is equal to the radius of the circle? We can illustrate it like this. For example, here we have a radius, and if we put like this, approximately, and this will be also radius, and if this length will be the same length as length of the radius, what angle will be here? Let's calculate. We should put here the length of our radius, because they will be the same, and calculate the angle of alpha. Let's do it. We can rewrite here as this, radii equal pi multiply by radius divided 180 multiplied by alpha. And what we can see that the radii reduced, here will be 1, here will be 1. We can rewrite it as 1 equal pi divided 180 multiplied by alpha, and we can rewrite it as alpha equal 100 divided by pi. And how much it will be? We remember that the pi is about 3.14159. It will be about 57.3 degree. And such value of angle is called a radian. This will be 1 radian. And most often in trigonometry they work with radians and not with degrees, which are used in geometry. From here we can see that pi radians, that is a little more than 3 radians. If we take pi radians, we should multiply this value by pi, and pi radians equal to 180 degrees exactly. And 180 degrees will be half of our circle. And from here also we can say that 1 degree equals pi divided by 180 degrees radians. 1 degree equals pi divided 180 degrees. Thus, when we talk about half a circle, 180 degrees, we will talk about an arc with an angle of pi radians. Because if you take 180 degrees multiplied by 180, they will be reduced and we obtain just pi. A whole circle, 360 degrees, we obtain 2 pi's, because pi divided by 180 multiplied by 360 degrees reduced, it will be 1, it will be 2, and we obtain 2 pi radians. A quarter of a circle is an arc with an angle of pi and half radians, and so on for any degrees. The most important thing to know at the beginning and learn better in order not to constantly divide the number of degrees by 180 is the correspondence of angles 30, 45, 60, 90, 180, 270 and 360 degrees and radians. In radians it will be pi divided by 6, pi divided by 4, pi divided by 3, pi divided by 2, pi, 3 pi divided by 2 and 2 pi. That's all for me. I hope that you understand everything, and now you can independently calculate angles in both radians and degrees. And this knowing will be very useful and helpful in the next videos about trigonometry.